Is a second shutdown coming to Las Vegas? I don't know, but I know if it does, who will be responsible? It's not you, by the way. You're fine. What's going on, everybody? My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. And before we get started today, I want to ask you to do me a favor. Don't dislike the video for the content of this video. My videos usually get 95% likes to dislike ratios. When I talk about stuff that's a topic like this, it drops to around 91%. So don't dislike the content of this, the idea of this video, the topic of this video. Like it for the content and the guy giving you the information. But today we're going to talk about the prospect of, whether or not we're going to shut down again. This is something that had been on people's minds forever. Is a second shutdown imminent? There's a B right next to me. Go away, B. And I don't know. It's a tough one to talk about. But if it does happen, I'm going to tell you who would be responsible for all of that. And heads up, it's not you or me. It's not the casinos. It's going to be somebody else who has the power to do it in one fell swoop, with one stroke of a pen. So if you guys want to support the channel, and did I mention my name is Steven? I'm not leaving Las Vegas. It's my fourth time making this video in a row. If you guys want to support the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit all notifications, and also do me a favor, leave us a comment below, because all those things help the algorithm on YouTube know that I'm worth watching. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'm about 400 shy of 40,000, and it's all because of you and you and you, and you guys are the ones that I owe for that. So thank you guys so much. But I was thinking about it. We're going to talk about the rise in cases and why we're seeing them. If these masks work so well, then why are we seeing the rise of cases? Proof that masks don't work? Not really, but we'll talk about that rationally too. We're also going to talk about the casinos, if they're the ones that want the shutdown or not. What are they doing? Why is it that MGM Resorts is looking at actually closing during the middle of the week if things are so good? And that's kind of a headline thing where a lot of people read the headlines and didn't know the content of the article. Also, we have some major layoffs happening at the Penn National Gaming properties. So there's some issues going on that we have to discuss. If you guys want to support the channel, like I mentioned, leave a comment to us and say what you think. Was this imminent? Is another shutdown happening? Would it even help? That's what I'm curious about, to hear your opinion on that, because your opinion matters a whole lot. Your opinion makes up the body of a lot of the work that I do, and I appreciate that. You guys can also go over to Facebook. That's free. It's called the Not Leaving Las Vegas group. We have a great group of people over there, almost 4,900 members on that group, and it's a great place to get news, up-to-date stuff, ask advice, ask recommendations about Vegas. Also, VegasFaceMask.com. The only two that you'll ever need. Look at that right there. This one here is called Black Mosaic. And these ones here are 2 for $25. We have 60 different types, including Christmas stuff. VegasFaceMask.com. No S on the end. The only two that you'll ever need. My wife makes them by hand for you. About a 7-day turnaround to when you get your masks nowadays. All right. Also, channel memberships, Patreon. You guys get good stuff there too. Okay. Well, what am I talking about today? Commercial is over. 3 minutes in, but only about 45, 50 to 60 seconds of commercial. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the prospect of Vegas closing down. You see, something bad happened in the last little while. Our cases of C-19 virus have been on the rise exponentially in Nevada, in Las Vegas specifically, because out of 3 million people in the whole state, over 2.25 million live in this area down here. Now, so the first thing is, if masks work, if we're all wearing them, if 96% of businesses are in compliance, then why are we seeing the rise in cases? Well, that one's simple. And I don't hate you for this, but it's a good chance that you're bringing it into Vegas, and then you might even be bringing it out of Las Vegas. See, with hundreds of thousands of people coming here, over 1.2 million people coming here, I think, last month alone, yeah, we don't have the capacity to be spreading this and making this such a big deal in Vegas if those 1.2 million people weren't coming here. It's just not really going to happen. It's already gone through our local populace. The people that were the vulnerable ones, thank goodness, are staying home, have special shopping hours. No, I know that you're masking up. I know that you're washing your hands, and I know that you're doing your best, but there's just an inevitability of this thing spreading. That's how these things work, and it's going to spread throughout the population. And if you look at the numbers right now, it has a very high survivability rate, and if you look at the numbers right now, the people that are in the most prone to getting really big complications group, they know what they're in for, so they keep themselves at home, and that's what's going on. But people inevitably and invariably touch something, and they scratch their eye or they touch their ear, even though they're wearing a mask, and then somebody working in the casino or somebody working in the industry touches the same thing, and then it spreads, and everybody's asymptomatic, and they end up getting a test, and we're doing tons of tests. We have a great program for testing here. Sisolak has set up the testing pretty well. We'll get to him in just a second. But that's why this thing is spreading. The bigger question we should ask ourselves is, what would the numbers be like if people weren't wearing face masks? They might be 5, 6-fold times worse. So I'm glad the masks are working to reduce the spread, and that's the only thing people have ever said is the truth. That's what the scientists have said. They will reduce the spread. So we had 1,200 cases in a particular single day last week. It's the biggest in 3 months we've ever had, but it's not the record. I think one day we had 1,400 or 1,500 cases. So then who would actually shut things down? Would it be the casinos? Nope, wouldn't be the casinos. You see, the casinos can't afford to shut down. The casinos have a big problem. If they shut down, they're going to go out of business. They're going to go bankrupt. They're going to go broke. Their stocks will crater to the floor, be worth $1 or $2 per stock. Somebody with a lot of money will come in and buy up large portions of that stock and sit on it. And you might even have new majority shareholders. When it comes to that, it's complicated. Stocks are complicated. I'm not going to get into it. But if that was the case, then you know what? Those casinos would be radically different. So they won't let that happen unless one person is responsible. That is Governor Sisolak, yeah. So we know that Governor Sisolak is doing his best. I've said it before on the channel. And before you go, oh, look at this, the guy's a hater against the governor. Nope, not a hater against the governor. When you shut people down in March and we didn't know what was going down, we had no information and no data. Now we have a lot more. Now we know that there's a very high survivability rate. Now we know the economic impact of locking everybody in their houses and not letting them go anywhere. Now we know, there's a bee in front of me. That's a caveat of doing things outside. Now we know what would happen if we did shut down again. But if he has another knee-jerk reaction, if he has another situation where he decides that he needs to close them all up, we're going to have a bit of a problem. And would he ever get to that point? I don't think he will. You see, he's spoken in the last few months about wanting to run for re-election. And I think everybody knows at this point that no matter how much you align yourself with his political party, or no matter how much you agree that we need to keep safe, most people also understand that there's big, big problems that would be had if he shut everything down again. Chiefly, people who are working in this industry that at least have employment right now, that are helping out the economy because money goes and it flows in and out of things. People that are getting paid and that have not lost their jobs permanently at the casinos are staying in Vegas. They're hiring people to do things around their house. They are spending money on local shops and stores. Those people not being able to work anymore would invariably sell their house, leave Nevada, go somewhere else. And trust me, they wouldn't have a problem leaving. They wouldn't have a problem selling their house nowadays. Californians are snapping them up. Thank you, Californians, for keeping our local real estate market as tip-tops in great shape. So if those people leave, the casinos close, there's no more industry, all the mom and pop businesses, they fail. And if all those people fail, it doesn't matter how much they like the guy right now. When it comes right down to that ballot that you have to fill out for the governor, people think about that kind of stuff. So I don't think he's going to shut things down. But what could we see happen again? Possibly another restriction on the bars, possibly restrictions in states like New York and New Jersey not allowing people to travel here. Possibly, if it gets so bad, we could have people in Canada and Mexico that can come here right now, not able to come to Las Vegas specifically, or have to face the same kind of quarantines in New York and New Jersey did for 2 weeks. So what is the solution to this anyways? Well, the casino solution is to lay people off. They've been laying people off left, right, and center. MGM Resorts a few months ago, nationwide, laid off like 15,000 people. 328 people are being laid off permanently. These are job losses. They're not furloughs where you can come back to work in a few months when things get better. These are permanent layoffs over at the Tropicana and the M Resort. You know, we have bigger fish to fry in terms of the economy, but we have to get to a point where people are able to know that there's some kind of jobs to be had in the city. And there are jobs right now, mind you. Amazon is hiring, albeit for Christmas, but a lot of people retain those jobs. I see small businesses hiring. Unfortunately, they're businesses like gas stations and service centers and smaller jobs, but there are jobs to be had in town. And the economy is not as bad as people think it is, but that is, again, propped up on the fact that a lot of those businesses that are not casinos and gaming are directly tied to casinos and gaming. So a shutdown, probably not going to happen, again, going back to those reasons, because Governor Sisolak wants to get reelected. I don't foresee him committing political harikari. I can't say the S word, so look up what harikari is. It's Harikari. I can't see him doing that just because he wants to keep people safe when he knows that the survivability rate is so high, and he knows that we are in a position where this is a thing that people can usually survive through. As for the high-risk people, I urge you, if you're high risk, please don't risk a trip to Las Vegas or any other place like that. I wouldn't recommend that you go to Disneyland right now either, because you're just putting yourself in a position where you could be making yourself very sick or others too. And I've always said that. I might be a cheerleader for the city, but I'm also a cheerleader for common sense. So we're going to see what happens. The next few weeks are going to be very interesting with the big election coming up on Tuesday. And, you know, I don't know what the future holds for this town, but I know that the casinos don't want to shut down. I don't think Sisolak wants to do it. But if we did get to that position, we could see a shutdown happen if we were getting 5,000 to 6,000 cases a day. But is that even possible or foreseeable? I really, at this point, don't see it. I hope I don't have to stand corrected in the future, but I thought I would throw those thoughts out there for you today. And that's the video for today, and I want to know your opinions in the comments below, so make sure you do like, share, subscribe, hit the bell for those notifications, all notifications, and leave us a comment below. You think the city is done for, or do you think that we have hope and faith that it's going to be a lot better? Because I think it's going to be great in 2021. We just have to get around 2020. What a year it's been, huh? So make sure you guys do those actions. If you guys want to support the channel, we have the Facebook group, Not Leaving Las Vegas. Of course, that's free too. We also have VegasFaceMask.com. It's the only 2 face masks you'll ever need. That's VegasFaceMask.com. No S at the end. I do love these. I think they're great. My wife makes them. She loves helping you guys out and bringing you joy, and it's a great way to support the channel. Now's the time of the video where I got to get close to the camera. I got to say 3, 2, 1, click. So how's the background look? Nice and blurry. 3, 2, 1, and where's my button? And click.